Barrister, what do you want to know? I want to tell you about Yoruba people. Do you want to hear about them or not?
Director, you are at the head of affairs. Say whatever you want to say. Remember, we have no restrictions here.
At
Go
all.
ahead.
You know, we have some documents, Barrister, never seen before in the zoo. Nobody knows. Not even Awolowo has this document. But we...
Hi, welcome to our channel. If it's your first time here, we welcome you respectfully to this amazing channel. On this channel, what we do, we bring news and politics that has to do with Biafrans all over the world. If you're interested in content like this, please do not forget to subscribe to this channel. My name is Lady J. So in case you are yet to subscribe, please subscribe. Subscription is free. And remember to click on the notification bell, so should there be a future video on this channel, you will be among the first to get notified by YouTube. Thank you once again to our returning subscribers. And at this junction, we want to say thank you to YouTube for giving us such an amazing platform to share news and politics around with Biafrans all over the world. At this point, I will be watching the video with you. While you watch the video, and leave your comments in the comment section what you think about this very video. I will see you at the ending part of the video with what I think about this particular video. Let's watch together.
This man here said that if Nigeria is not careful, this Nnamdi Kanu's matter will consume Nigeria, and he gave critical reasons. Now, Nnamdi Kanu's defense has brought in both former Attorney General of the Federation, both former Chief of Army Staff, both Wike, some other ex-governors, and so many ministers, current serving ministers under Tinubu. He has brought them all into his testimony, people that will come and testify. And listen to what this man said, and you will know why he said that if this case is not handled carefully, that this Nnamdi Kanu's matter will end up consuming Nigeria. Listen to him.
Nnamdi Kanu had no business being incarcerated this long. I say it, and I'm very, very vehement about it. Nnamdi Kanu has not committed the kind of sin or the kind of atrocities, the kind of constitutional infraction any Nigerian has committed. Now, you have people like Sunday Igboho, who was arrested with arms. Igboho is going about doing whatever he's doing. Now, you have several kingpins, whether they are bandits, whether they are terrorists, or whether they're anything they are called, they are free and going about their businesses. Nnamdi Kanu is simply expressing his constitutional and humanitarian right. And so to keep on caging Nnamdi Kanu or incarcerating him is not only a disservice to humanity, is also a great constitutional crisis that will come into this country. Let me take it from this point. How do we explain a situation? A man who has stood up clearly that what he is fighting for is the marginalization, perceived marginalization of a certain set of people in this country. And he has a historical anecdote. Now, what is the historical anecdote? The certain people, the Igbo people of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, over the decades have been marginalized in this country. It is not a matter of allegation. It is not a matter of perception. It is something that is as strong, as visible, seen everywhere. And Nnamdi Kanu has stood up as the only person that consistently over the years and had said to everybody that my people are suffering, that my people are not enjoying what they are supposed to enjoy in the country called Nigeria. On account of that, he stood up and questioned the Nigerian state. So now, the Nnamdi Kanu issue is a multi-layered issue. First of all, you need to understand that there is a legal perspective to it, there is a political perspective to it, there is an economic perspective to it. There's also a socio-economic perspective to it. Now let's look at the legal side of it. This is a man that was arrested in 2022. 2021. When he was arrested, what was he arrested for? The charges were terrorism, treasonable felony, and managing an unlawful society. Now, those are the three things that he was accused of. Now, they went on trial. By 2017, the court granted him bail, and he came out. By 2022, when they attacked his house, in Omaya. The natural instinct for somebody to survive is to see how he can survive. It's just to find a way to exit the environment where he was being attacked. And so he fled the particular scene, and he's fled not the particular scene. He found himself in the UK or wherever it is. And on account of that, they said he has run away. Now, the point being made is that while he was there, An arrangement was done to get him from Kenya, where he went to, and brought him back, and brought him back to the country. Since then, the legal issue has remained the way it is. It's not been moving forward. It's not going back. There has been a sustained effort directed by not only by the state, but there's some political contending interests within the Nigerian state, within the Igbo elites, within the political class to keep to put Kanu down. So, in the helicopter view, the Kanu phenomenon, the Kanu issue, is one issue that can consume the Nigerian state if it is not well managed. It is beyond the rhetorics we keep on talking about. The Kanu issue is an exemplary issue to show how we can manage a country. And if that is not done properly, if it is not done methodically, if it is not done with a sense of genuineness on the part of the Nigerian state, to see how they can have a political dialogue to manage the situation, it will definitely create more crisis. Of course, as we speak now, the Southeast is agitated. There is a plan of a protest that is coming up. Now, the nature and the reason the entry of that particular protest, that we're also trying to analyze. But one thing remains, that there is a very large number of population of Nigerians, whether they're from the Southeast, whether they're from the South-South, whether they're from the Southwest, whether from the South, from the North to the North. Everybody has one particular focus now to get Nnamdi Kanu out of the place. Then you ask yourself, why is it now that the whole focus, the attention is for Nnamdi Kanu to come out? Is it for the purpose of securing a political capital? That is the question we need to ask ourselves. Why would it be at the timing now that is happening? Whatever timing it is, we're all interested. What we're interested in is Nnamdi Kanu should be left off hook and let him rejoin not only his family. He has a right, because as we speak, his health is bad and he has to go and take medical treatment wherever it is. So finally, regarding Nnamdi Kanu, my position is Nnamdi Kanu has not committed any sin which other terrorists in this country have committed. Nnamdi Kanu is not as worse as Sunday Igboho. Nnamdi Kanu is not as demonic as the line of terrorists that are lined up in the north. They're everywhere. Nnamdi Kanu is not as evil as the bandits that spread out now. That you have a bandit that will come and have a meeting with the Nigerian state operatives. Yet Nnamdi Kanu, who did not carry a gun, who did not do anything that is inhuman to speak like this set of people, is kept incarcerated in a cell. It's time for Nnamdi Kanu to come out from the prison, and we can move forward for a political dialogue on how we can reintegrate the Igbo people back to the nation state called Nigeria. There is a huge crisis among the political elite. Now, the lack of cohesion amongst the political elite is one factor that we need to also ask ourselves. Now, you need to find yourself, who are the governors of the Southeast? How did they get to where they are? You're talking about Mba, who just defected to APC. You're talking about Alex Uti. You're talking about Soludo. You're talking about several of the governors in the Southeast. Francis Wifre and Hope Uzodinma and the rest of them. Now, if I ask you one particular question, in yourself, based on the assessment of all that has happened, you will think that Hope Uzodinma would support the release of Nnamdi Kanu? There's no way he will support it.
Why do you think so?
Why I think so is because before his incarceration, you saw the battle, not only the media battle, you saw the punches, you saw not only the verbal punches, you saw the political volleys that was going on between himself and the governor of Imo State. Now, not only that, he sees Hope Uzodinma sees Nnamdi Kanu as one of those who had made Imo State ungovernable for himself. So no right-thinking or rational governor will want Nnamdi Kanu to come out. But it is time to understand that this is a statesman. I am now a statesman that governs a people, and these parochial things should not be futures or factors that I should look into, but rather it should be things I will consider in a broader perspective. So to your question, why is it that people like Hope Uzodinma, who is a governor, will not want Nnamdi Kanu? I've just addressed that. He will not want, because that time he made it in a way that it becomes very uncomfortable for him to govern the state. So Hope Uzodinma said. Now, for other governors, you need to understand the background of Oti himself. Oti is not a very noisy person. Oti is a very sound, professional, laid back, but organized political leader that is doing much in Abia, and that is his constituency. I do know of a certainty that OT has been at the background doing a whole lot for Nnamdi Kanu to come out, even though he might not come out in the media to talk about it. But there's a lot of work that's been going on the ground to see how Nnamdi Kanu will come out. First, it is his constituency, because that is where he comes from. Secondly, it will also be a political plus for him. Thirdly, it will now also bolster his chances of re-election. Fourthly, it will put him in a position to even get closer to the president, and also to see how they can project the Igbo cause. So I see him being at the forefront of this particular campaign, but he is being also very, very cautious in his movement. Now, for people like foryou of Airborne, I can see neither here nor there where he is. Of course, you should understand his political mentor, Umahi. Umahi is vehemently opposed to anything that has to do with the Biafran cause. So I do not see any difference. I do not see any impact. I do not see any way his boy to speak, or his political son will want to go to want to do what he doesn't want to do. So that's for Airborne himself. Now for Soludo, you know Soludo's position regarding this. Soludo does not take kindly to anything that has to do with this Biafran cause and all that, and he has voiced that over time. It's not hidden. His position is very clear. Now to your question, why is it that the southeastern governors are reluctant to come out forcefully to now, as an umbrella body, to see how they can get Nnamdi Kanu out of incarceration? The answer simply is this: everybody is scared of his position of governor, and that how impact on him either during his re-election or their continual governance of that particular state. That is the reason. They're just being.
Nnamdi Kanu saying he wants to go ahead with his defense process. Yes, he has the rights, but also it's only incumbent on let's even make a verification if he was the one that listed these people out. And let's make a verification on that process that was said that came from him, and let him go through his defense. A man has the right to be able to defend himself.
Right.
I am not saying that we should not, have a definitive stance on the rule of law in this country. But all I point out every day is the hypocrisy.
The selective application.
I mean, there are people now that we see them carrying guns and everything, bandits, having peace meetings and all that. Nobody have arrested them now. Okay. Their matter is not in court, it's not sub judice now.
All right.
So that one is out there. Then secondly, we have also seen people that were pardoned, bandits, criminals that were pardoned. All we are also saying is the political solution that you feel was good for the bandits that people speak for, give it to this man and charge him that if any other thing is done again, then actions will be meted out. That's all what a lot of people are calling for in this regard.
Yes.
That's just it.
So
fair. If you call him all sorts of things, you call him a terrorist and everything, but you've done it for some bandits in the past now, why is his own different?
All right.
That's all I'm asking.
Right.
I'm not saying I support the way he went about it. I'm not saying I support all his abuses.
All right.
You did the same process people are saying do for this man, for other people that we saw. You even rehabilitated them. Like Dr. Bati said, you give them ashwebi and jollof rice and pepper soup. These are people that carry gun. No? I'm not sure Nnamdi Kanu ever. Did you ever say any gun is not going to shoot people? But these were even people that carry gun. No, that kill them.
Criminals.
That criminals that committed heinous crimes. So
all right.
You gave them a waiver and you said they should be good members of society again. All we are just saying is for the sake of balancing and for the sake of let's have fairness.
All right.
Let that same thing be done to Nnamdi Kanu, and let's also charge him that all the insecurity there that people attribute to you, let it stop.
All right.
So that at least when Nnamdi Kanu is out of the picture, anybody that does this thing again, we say, okay, we know this is criminality. That's all I'm arguing.
The names that he mentioned, though, as compellable witnesses, I mean, I wonder how that will play into his, defense and all of that. He's asking for 90 days. I believe the last time there was a ruling by James Judge Omotosho, he had said that Nnamdi Kanu should, conduct his case within 6 days. So I don't know. I mean, he's now asked for 90 days. It seems like another extension. But yesterday was this Free Nnamdi Kanu protest, and there were many dimensions to the protest. We saw a clergyman calling out notable pastors, including Pastor Enoch Adeboye, as well as Pastor Tunde Bakare, saying that instead of enjoying tithes and offerings, they should be present at the protest. Well, the same priest was seen running and taking cover after police dispensed tear gas. Let's take a look.
Barrister, what do you want to know? I want to tell you about Yoruba people. Do you want to hear about them or not?
Director, you are at the head of affairs. Say whatever you want to say. Remember, we have no restrictions here.
At all. We have some documents, Barrister, never seen before in the zoo. Nobody knows. Not even Awolowo has this document. But we'll tell them about Yoruba people. The same way you have Igbo people in the hinterland of Biafra land is the same way that you have a place called Metropolitan or Yoruba proper. The people you see in Lagos, those you see around Abeokuta, the people, Egba people, Ibarakpa people, the people of Egbado, Ketu, the people that they call Popo, these are people of Porto Novo, and Awori people of Ota, where Obasanjo comes from. Awori, that's who he is. He is not proper Yoruba. Do you know that, Barrister? They are not proper Yoruba people. Yoruba people, their boundaries stopped at a place called the Iwo, all the way from Kishi. The old Oyo, which is called Katunga, was destroyed in 1837. Destroyed by the Fulanis in 1837. Destroyed completely and hopelessly. That is the proper Yoruba people, but because of their influence and their conquest, they spread their language all the way to the sea, to places like Ekpe, in Lagos, Ijebu, Egba, Ibarakpa, a place called Ketu, spread all the way to Dahomey.
You are sounding like a Yoruba man yourself, Director. You know all the names.
Oh my God. Barrister, they are not Yoruba. Obasanjo is not a Yoruba man proper. Obasanjo is a satellite Yoruba man. His place is not part of the old Yoruba proper. That was their name. Oyo are the Yoruba people. Oyo, the proper Yoruba people. Oyo, their spiritual home is at Ife. What we did not do, you see, we are very peaceful people. We did not force anybody else to impose our dialect on them. Oyo is the proper Yoruba people. The Oyo Empire. They spread their empire. You see, they said the Igbo people are domineering. They dominate you. Oh, they domineer. They will come to Calabar. They will take you. We are asking Yoruba people, how did you break away from Oyo, Igoho, all the way to Awori? How? By conquest. You fought wars. How did Yoruba people go all the way from Iwere, from Isheyin, from Sabe, from a place called Obomosho? Even Ikoyi that you're listening, Ikoyi is not the island in Lagos, so there is the proper Ikoyi. Is in a place called Yoruba proper Ikoyi in present day. Let me
and
get my...
the accent is different. The accent is different.
Of course, they are different. These are the proper Yoruba people. They are out of conquest. They spread their war. If not for conquest, if Yorubas were like the Igbo people, for instance, today Obasanjo will be speaking his own dialect, not Yoruba. Today, like Bola Ahmed Tinubu will be speaking his own language around Porto Novo. All the people around the Ijebu land, including Awolowo, they will all be speaking different language, including Mushood Abiola, different language from Yoruba. But because Igbo people did not venture out in conquest, that's the difference. Yoruba went to war to conquer people. Do you know the only major ethnic nationality that did not go to war to conquer anybody? Barrister.
Director, is us. It's the Igbos. It's the Biafrans. We didn't fight anybody.
Oh my goodness.
We didn't annex any individual.
They are laughing of Oyo, not they are laughing of Ijebu land or Egba land. No, are laughing of Oyo. These are the proper, they are called, the Europeans call them the metropolitan Yorubas. That was the place that Kakamfo, what is the man's name again? Afonja. The same thing that, listen very carefully, the same thing that Rocha Sokocha is doing was what Afonja did. He went and said, come and help me to secure political power. The Fulani came as APC is coming now to help them to secure power. And then after that, what happened? They killed the bastard and took over. A Lorin became an emirate. The old Oyo was completely destroyed. In fact, they marched on to the sea to bring Islam to the sea until Islam touched Tinkan Island in Lagos. The reason why we have done this research very meticulously in the past few days is to remind people that history has a habit of repeating itself if you don't learn from it.
If you ignore it. Yes,
if you ignore it. The same thing that happened to Kakamfa Afonja while Yorubas were decimated by Islam. Yoruba cowards broke away from Oyo. The proper Oyo, the Yorubas were not close to the sea. Yorubas were not sea people. They never came close to Atlantic Ocean. The only way they come there was via conquest. They conquered the lesser people like Obasanjo's village. They took them over. The people called Awori people. A-W-O-R-I. They are not Yoruba. Ijebu are not typical Yoruba. No. Egba. No. Ibarakpa. No. Ketu. No. The real Yoruba people are the people of Sabe, people of Iwere, Isheyin, Ago, Oja, Obomosho, Ikoyi, Ofa, Oshogbo, Ede, Iwo, Ilorin, a place called Katunga, and Kishi. These are proper Yoruba people. not those around Lagos. No, no, no.
Thank you very much for watching the video with us. I hope you find the video very informative and interesting. Do not forget to subscribe and do not forget to leave your comments in the comment section what you think about today's video. With that being said, have a wonderful day. I'll see you in our next update. Remember to subscribe. Remember to share this particular video. Bye-bye.